What's up guys, and welcome to my channel Flame with 4. In this video we're going to be doing issue 80 of Build the Terminator T-800. So as you saw in the previous issues, we are building that top forearm. In this one we're going to have the components for the forearm and left hand, so should look a little bit like that. So we're going to be doing the red section here and attaching that finger. So we do need to go grab all our parts out again to see what we have. So this is what they look like. We'll just take them out and then find out what we have in this one. So 80-1, 80-2, there's a top rubber piece. I like these little things. I remember them from the last one. These are like the little spring parts that make up the part of his hand. So that is really cool. Let's just get those all out. I can't get them out. So there you go, these. Looks like really weird silly string hair. Right, so we've got those as well. We've got a few screws by the looks of it. And then we have the dreaded pin, which we're not going to use. So we will take the pin out. Like I said, guys, if you want the pins that they supply, you can have them free of charge. They're absolutely fine to have. I don't use them, so I don't need them. Right, so I'm just going to go get the screws out real quick. There are a few in here, not many. Two little tiny ones and two longer ones. So let's just see what we've got to do. So guys, in this one, the first thing we need to go and do is grab 80-3, which is this weird looking part here. It has all these little cutouts because that's what holds these long pieces in place. So what we need to do here is we need to install all of those. So the first thing, the best thing to do, I think, is just fill it full of super glue, because once it's filled full of super glue, they will hold them all into place, and that's what they want it to do. They want us to glue them all in, so just fill it up with super glue. And then you need to take these and then you need to just lay them into position. So let's just try and move some of the stuff out of the way, and you just got to lay them in to where they've got to go. I'm going to use this screwdriver here just to push them into the recesses that they have. So there's 4 of these all together that have to be pushed into that tiny section. And like I said, you just need to make sure that they're sitting in the glue, which is now on my finger. Let's put that on the end of this one. There isn't a certain way round that they have to go, so don't think you're going to get them mixed up and put them in the wrong place, because there isn't a certain way. They are just the same both sides. But just make sure that they are sitting in the edge where they're supposed to go. So once that's in position like that, I can't lift it up yet because it will fall apart. You do need to make sure that they're all in nice and level, and then you need to take 78-1, which is this one here, and what we need to do is we need to attach it to the top of that, and we need to use one of the small screws to do that also. So the best way to do this, I'm going to think, is to put that on so that the glue is still held in place. Turn it up around this way so that they're like that, and then pop a screw in the top there. So I just need to change over my end to a screwdriver end, which I should have probably done in the first place. And you just want one of the smaller screws to go in there, and that just pops in the end. And this is kind of just holding them all into place, really, just so they don't go anywhere. Just tighten them up nicely, nice and neat. And then they're not going to come out of there now because they're all held in at the bottom. So as you can see, they're all held in there, and then that's how they go on that side. So it looks really cool. I like the way it goes together. Right, so the next bit we need to do, this is pretty much step 6. We need to take 80-2, sorry, which is this piece here, and we need to make sure that it's lined up into a certain position. So there is a cutout on the side, which is just there, as you can see. That needs to narrow up onto that one there as well. So it has to be the same as that one, so it lines up into position. So when that's in place, that line has to line up on top of there. Alright, so I think you could probably spin it round to that anyway. It's not too much of an issue, but they are just asking you to do it that way. So what we need to do, that needs to go at the top section. So we will make sure that that happens then. So this needs to go a certain way around so that that fits into place. that needs to go on there, and then there's a locating lug, so that sits at the top. So what we need to do is get a screw ready. Take one of these screws, and then with the cutout on the top, we're going to put the screw through ready to go. Move that screwdriver out of the way. Get our magnetic one. And for me, the best thing to usually do is to just screw it up a little bit just to get it started off before putting it into position. Once it goes down into place where you want it to be, then you can start to line it. So it wants you to have that ridge at the top there, so that all fits in nicely, and then you can go ahead and tighten it up so that that lines up well. And then there we go. I'm going to do it up a little tiny bit more, then pull it back, and then that is the line it's on about. So I don't know if you can see that there, but there's a line here, and that wants that to be in that position how it goes when it's done. So that's what it wants it to look like. Once you've done that, just pop that out the side, out the way. You get to attach your finger now. We could have just done it in the last issue because we already had the finger fix, but you just need to take your second finger, that will just slide underneath like that, and then we just need to put that into position. Again, we've already got one preset up ready to go, so we're just going to pop that in there like that, turn it around, and then we just need to change the end over again because we have a screwdriver end. We just need to change it back to the Allen keys end. You do get one of the Allen keys in with the Modern Mods kit, so I wouldn't worry about if you haven't got one of these kits. You don't have to have it, it's not a necessity. I just got one because I like my life to be easier when I'm doing stuff. I can get quite frustrated with things just like this little screw now. And I just want, you know, you want things to be easy and to go together well, so make life easier for yourself. If you can afford to get one, then just get one. If you're going to be doing a lot of model building, it's definitely something that you'd want to take on board. Right, we're just going to do this up. For some reason it's not grabbing hold of it, so this can happen. I'm glad this has happened because some of these you don't want to pre-do them ready because they need to be stretched out a bit, and by that I mean they don't need to be tightened up all the way to the end. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue in the bottom of that one there to hold that in place, and then I'm going to take the screw, I'm going to just start it off as we should. But I'm not going to go all the way down, so I'll show you what I mean by that. So just go down a little bit just so it started off, but so that there's a gap in between, because then that gives you the length to put it through so that it's a lot longer. And that's sometimes what you need. You need it to be just a little bit longer, especially on these pins which are designed to be bigger. There's no washers necessary on this bit, I find. You don't need washers on there. Just do it up that side a little bit until it starts to make contact, then go back to the other side, then go back the other way, tighten it nicely, and there you have it. So we now have two magnificent fingers on our hand, so we've only got 3 more to go, so it's going to be really cool. That is all it wants us to do for this part of it, guys. We have some spares. There's always spare screws. Pop those in the pot of spares, and then we'll just have a quick look through. So once we've done that issue, we should have 2 pieces and they should look like that. So we should have the hand, and we should have that bit there, which is just dangling down nicely. They are the 2 pieces they want us to have done and complete in this issue. You can see them all right. There you go. Cool, so we'll just pop them down. We'll all be using those again shortly, I'm sure. Building this all up. Brightburn, really weird film actually. I watched that. So like Superhero Kids, that's kind of like the dark side of Superman. I didn't really like it that much. It was a bit too scary for me. I'm not scary as in like I was petrified, as in it was just unnecessary. I like, you know, I like something like The Boys or something like that, so that's cool. Right, so there we go. So this is the Terminator. Will be back. Continue assembling the forearm and left hand of the T-800. Can't wait to do this with you guys. If you haven't already, please subscribe just by clicking down here. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care now. Bye-bye.